I'm Mary Pepino, and welcome to Fit for You, the show that teaches you how to live a healthier and more fit lifestyle. My biggest challenge as a fitness person is finding ways to keep people interested and motivated to work out and keep fit. Today, I'm going to introduce you to something that you probably haven't thought about, or many of you haven't thought about, the hula hoop. It's an awesome piece of fitness equipment. It's just a matter of getting started and getting comfortable with it. I hope you enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Sunday, May 25th. I'm at home reading the Youngstown Vindicator, and an article catches my eye. It's about hula hoopla, a group of girls who have gotten into hula hooping and are now doing performances. So I get the bright idea, wouldn't this be a cool topic for Fit for You? My assistant Belinda got in touch with the girls and we met, and today I'm very proud to introduce to you Infini-Tribe. Hi girls.
Hi.
I want to introduce the group, and then Katie is going to be our main spokesperson for today. Katie Morris.
Hello.
Hi, who kind of got this all started with your fitness classes.
Yes.
And before we get started talking, Katie, let's introduce the girls. We have Brittany Marinelli. Hi, Britt.
Nice to meet you.
You've been doing this how long now?
3 years.
Perfect. We have Delia. And hi, Delia Dow. You've been doing it how long?
Since November.
And then we have our Callie Rita. And you've been hooping?
January 17th.
Awesome. You're gonna see some things that they do that are really amazing. But Katie, give us a little bit of background. So how did you guys get together? How did this whole thing come about?
We kind of all met through Facebook, and we needed a place to practice in the middle of the winter time, and it was really cold. So I work at a gym called the World of Fitness in Niles, and we have a big aerobics room. So we just started practicing together on Saturdays. We would just put on music and get together and practice and, play with each other's hoops and learn tricks off of each other. So after a couple weeks, we just kind of formed a special bond, and we really clicked. So we decided that we can kind of spread this a little bit throughout the community, and then shortly after, Infini-Tribe started.
Awesome. I'm going to go around and talk to each one of you, but let's start with you. How did you get into hooping? Because it's a great story, because it got you into the whole health and fitness thing.
Yes, exactly. I started hooping about three and a half years ago. I went to a gym that had a hooping fitness class. And
locally?
It was up in Erie, Pennsylvania,
okay,
where I started. And yeah, after the first class, I was hooked. I spent the whole weekend trying new tricks and trying to just keep the hoop up, because when I started, I really struggled with just keeping it around my waist. So then it just kind of it got me into the fitness industry, and from there I wanted to kind of get more involved. I became a personal trainer and a spinning instructor, and now I'm kind of teaching others, about fitness and hula hooping as well. So.
And it all started with hooping.
Exactly, yes.
Callie, tell us, how did you get into this?
I got into this from this lovely lady right here. I went over to her house, and she kind of handed me a hoop, and she said, "Here, hoop with me."
And you haven't been doing it all that long, right?
No, about 5-6 months now. So yeah, I had no idea that this world of hula hooping existed until I went to her house, and I saw her with her hoop, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. I want to learn how to do that.
And the thing I love about your story is you haven't been doing it all that long, and when they see you perform, you obviously can pick it up and
how long have you been doing this? 3 years, 4 years? I'm like, no, I just started in January. If you put the time and dedication into it, you can learn.
It's amazing. Okay, Delia, tell us your story.
I had seen some other hoopers. I was at a music festival at Nelson's Ledges.
How long ago?
This was in September, the end of September.
Okay, so you've only been doing it since September of 2013,
yeah,
which isn't all that long.
So I had a friend of mine make some hoops for me, and I started hooping, and then she came over a few months later.
And that's
Hoop sisters, or my hoop mama and I'm her hoop baby.
I love it. Now we're going to talk to Brittany, and Brittany's going to get into, as we get into the show, Brittany actually has gotten into now making and selling the hoops. So if you're interested in buying one, we'll give you the information. Tell us how you got into it, Britt.
I as well seen hoopers at a music festival 3 years ago, and I just seen how awesome and graceful they looked, and I was like, I have to do that. I want to do it. And
do you have a dance background?
You know what? I did cheerleading, and we did dances and stuff like that, but I never really had a dance. I did gymnastics, but
and we have
dancing.
We have two girls who couldn't make it today. And do you want to tell us, Katie, who they are? They're part of the team, too?
Yes, one of the girls, Erica Smagel, she is also a part of our team. She's been with us since the beginning, back when we formed in March. And we have a new member named Kelly Calaguar.
And I want to comment quickly, too, that this can be done by all ages. And I think you know, you guys are much younger than me, but you even your class involves all ages, but you even have your grandmother doing it, right?
That's my grandma.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, your grandma.
Yes, we had one of our former members make her a hoop, and I took it over, and she's been hooping ever since. She can only keep it around her waist right now, but she keeps it up a lot longer than when she first started.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Just go and hang out in the backyard and just hula hoop together. It's nice.
And that's what is so important about this. It's such a new, fun way to exercise because, people are always looking for something, they can do that's interesting and exciting because the traditional treadmill to so many
boring.
is exactly. I've been doing it for so long now. I've talked myself into making it interesting, but I'm obviously not the norm. Let's get back to hooping. So you're doing classes, right?
We do more kind of personal kind of classes. So what we do is we can teach people. You can come in as a solo or you can come in groups of people if you want to bring some friends. We do $20 for an hour if you're coming in for a personal lesson, or $10 per person if you would like to bring some friends. We have lots of hoops. If anybody would be interested, they can borrow one of our hoops. And again, Brittany makes hoops. So if you're looking for one, she can give her sizes and what colors you'd like, and she can make one for you.
Let's talk a little bit about the benefits of hooping because I want people to realize how great it is for exercise. Burns about 7 calories a minute, which can equate to about 400 to 600 calories an hour. It gives you a complete core workout. It can give you a full body workout. It's great for cardio because you have to maintain keeping it going. It improves your spine strength and flexibility. It improves your eye-hand coordination and your motor skills, and it can be great fun. So you've had people come in of, like I said, all different ages, all different, types of health issues, I'm assuming, and so on. Have you been able to see people make great strides? Give us a couple examples of people who maybe started out that could, like you say, barely even, hold the hoop up.
Oh, exactly. I've seen all types of people come in, from little kids love to hula hoop to I've seen older people come in to hoop classes before. And again, everybody's at a different level. Some people are just comfortable waist hooping, and that's okay. That's great. You can sit in front of the TV and you could waist hoop for an hour or half an hour, and you're still getting a great workout. Or once you kind of get a little bit more into it, you can start dancing. You could move around, and again, you're working the whole body when you're doing it. One great example of how hooping can help the body is Erica, one of the members in our group. She was in a car accident. And she had lost almost all function in one of her legs. And she just started off by hula hooping, and she would just stay in place and just kind of move around a little bit. And then eventually over time, she was able to strengthen her leg back to full use after hula hooping for a while.
See, that is a great story because there is something you can do at home with a little bit of, get a little bit of instruction, learn how to do it and do it at home.
Yes.
If people are interested, they can contact you about setting up private classes as well. You can go to wherever they would like to, and I'm assuming that you would work on whatever the fee for that would be, but it's reasonable and they can do that with you as well, correct?
Yes.
I love it. Let's talk a little bit about choreographing. When you perform, I would think that you put music together and you practice and everything is done. That's not true, huh?
It's hard to choreograph a hula hoop routine because, first of all, everybody has different hoop sizes, everybody's different shapes and sizes. Once you get the hoops moving, they don't necessarily move the same way. So to choreograph something can be a little bit tricky. So what we usually do, they call it a flow. When you put on a song and you're just kind of feeling like a certain beat to it, you just kind of go with the music and you just kind of feel what's right. So every time we've all performed, it's a different performance every time we go. It makes it unique, it makes it a fun experience. The audience is always seeing something new. And, we have flubs. We mess up a couple times and we'll drop the hoop, but we just play it off and, we just pick it back up and go right back where we were. And, it's different every time, which is great for us, too. It keeps it really fun and interesting.
And the thing I love about that when we talk about making it an exercise activity is people don't have to be concerned about maintaining a specific form or doing it a specific way.
Yeah.
So it makes it much easier. And like you said, everybody so-called flubs up or makes mistakes. weeks, or it's very, very hard to keep it going for a long period of time. But it's great for people to know, you can be very comfortable working at your own pace and at your own level, and you don't have to worry about perfection. So that's always nice to know. Easy makes exercise much more, interesting, and okay, I'm willing to try that. I don't have to worry about being perfect. Music is a really important thing to hooping, right? Just because it keeps you motivated?
Yes, and again, we all have different music styles. Everyone hoops to something different. We've done different shows. We've performed to classic, 40s, 50s music. We performed a heavy metal show, which was interesting. We performed dance or dubstep music. So every time we hoop, we do something different, and it really gives you a different style of hooping. If you're hooping to a rock song, it'll give you a much different kind of flow experience if you're listening to a pop song. So it's different. It's really fun every time we have the music on.
And I love that because there again, if you're into classical music, you can teach people how to hoop with classical. If you're into rock and roll, it can be rock and roll. So there again, you can personalize it to what a person likes, so it'll make it much more palatable for them to do it, stick with it, and enjoy it. That's a really important point. Different types of hoops. As you explained to me, the heavier the hoop, the easier it is to hold up.
Yes, there are many different types of hoops. There's fitness hoops, which the one we brought in today is about 2.5 pounds. That's one that a lot of people start with because, again, the heavier the hoop is, the longer it takes to rotate around your body, so you don't have to pivot your feet as fast. So there's hoops that range from that to the 2.5 pounds to their smaller hoops, like this one right here is about 30 inches tall and weighs almost nothing. So you're really whipping it around when you have it around your waist. So for beginners, we recommend they have either a taller or a heavier hoop, just so you can kind of feel a groove. You can keep it around your waist comfortably, start walking around, start walking in circles. Then when you get there, most hoopers tend to kind of downgrade their size and get a little bit smaller as they go, because once you start getting into arm movements and off the body movements, it gets a little easier to use lighter hoops.
I want to talk a little bit about your name, because you put a lot of thought into how you came up with your name. So tell us about Infinity and Infini-Tribe.
Infini-Tribe started, the first kind of inspiration that we had was the infinity symbol. One, it kind of just means, it's a good symbol, just kind of shows, something like a passion that you have forever and something that's a big part of your life. And plus, it also kind of looks like a hula hoop, so we kind of like that. And then Tribe also just has a special meaning, because I mentioned how we kind of formed a bond. We kind of consider ourselves more than just friends or people in a performance group. We're really almost like sisters. We've become best friends over the last couple months, and hula hooping has really brought us together. So we kind of feel like we're more of a tribe than just a performance group. So that's where Infini-Tribe came from.
And you told me Facebook and social media is really strong in this area. Talk to us a little bit about, if you have interest, the network that's been come together as a result of social media, Facebook?
Yeah, it's really, I don't think we would have met if some of us wouldn't have met if it weren't through Facebook. We just kind of formed a common over the hula hooping, and again, our practice groups, they all started through Facebook. We just kind of put it out there that if anybody wanted to come, it was open to anybody, and then we all came together. We communicate daily through Facebook, and there's also a Facebook community called the Unity of the Hula Hoopers, where we can bond and communicate with hula hoopers all over the world. So I think there's about 20,000 members in there.
About 20,000.
Yeah, and they're all over the world, different levels, different styles, different types of hooping, double hoops, triple, many hoops. So we kind of go through there. We could show each other videos, we talk. If someone's having trouble with the trick, we'll be like, oh, we need some help, and we'll kind of give each other tips and help them through it. But it's really kind of helped make us all, it's inspirational. It's made us all better hoopers as well.
Now, what's going to happen when I go on and I did this, by the way, but when I Google hula hooping, I got a ton of information,
Yeah.
But what should we be looking for? But really, there was way too much for, I had to stop as I was doing my research. So can we narrow it down? Do you have any advice for our viewers when they start, trying to do a little research, how to narrow the hula hoop search?
It's amazing. There's many types of hula hooping, from children's hula hooping. There's rhythmic gymnastics, where the girls hula hoop with their floor routines. There's Native American hula hooping, where they kind of hula hoop to drum beats. And then there's something that we do, which is more considered hoop dancing. So again, it's pretty basic. We just put on music and then we just flow with it. So I guess if they were looking online, they could just look for just like hula hoop dance and see if they can find some videos or even if you look on YouTube, you could find tutorials on how to learn certain tricks.
I think the interesting thing about your performance, you can do everything from like an afternoon festival, right, to a formal party. So if people are having dinner music at a formal party and, you know, just want something to kind of, you know, keep everybody interested before the dancing starts, maybe after dinner, you guys are an awesome opening, right?
Yeah, and we've been surprised at some of the shows we've been asked to do. We've been really, since we started our group, people have just been coming to us. People are naturally attracted to hula hooping because it has a certain art form to it, and especially when we pull out our LED hula hoops, people just come right and they have to watch it. So we've had a lot of people approach us to do shows. We've done 2 beard competitions. Again, one was to a heavy metal concert. One of them was on the streets down at Susie's Dogs and Drafts downtown. We've done. What are some of the other shows we've done?
Some fire shows.
We did some fire shows.
And I want to talk about the different kind of hooping you do because you talk now. What's LED? And you're going to demo that later because it's very cool.
We have LED hula hoops that have lights inside of them. They come with some of them. The ones we have come with remote controls, so you can change the settings. You can change the lights, the patterns of it. So when you're outside at nighttime, they're really bright and they put on a great show.
An opening for a cool party in the dark. They could have you performing with the LED hoops, and you can see the dark, and then the lights can pop on. It's very cool.
Oh, people love it. Yeah.
Yeah, the fire I'm a little afraid of, but talk about it. Go ahead.
The fire is not as scary as it seems. The hoops actually have spokes on them with wicks off the end. They're about 6 inches away from your body at all times. And then once you start moving with them, the fire is moving so fast it doesn't even have a chance to really catch yourself on fire. But we do take safety precautions. We make sure that we always have someone on standby watching to make sure the hooper is safe. We wear all natural fabrics to make sure that if we do catch on fire, we can put ourselves out quickly. And just, making sure that we're doing it in a safe location, making sure that there's no hazards around or like no kids or like, there's no crowds or anything like that. So we make sure we put on a safe show as well.
Yes, I think it's important for the audience to know too. If you're going to get into anything like that, always make sure you're with, an instructor, someone who knows it.
Yes.
Don't be trying that at home on your own.
No, I wouldn't recommend that.
Yes, absolutely.
Shirt as well, so.
Yes, it can be dangerous. Yeah. And then the thing I like about the different sizes that, you think of hula hooping as always being around the waist, but it's around the arms, it's around the legs. It's, some really interesting, cool stuff.
Yeah, and it's just another way to keep it interesting. You don't have to just keep it on your waist. You can go above the head. It's actually, you can do some great arm exercises. We have a move called an isolation where you hold the hoop in front of you and you twist your arm around. It's a really cool looking trick. People love watching it, but it's also, if you do it for a minute, you're like, this hurts my arm too. So you'll notice we've actually all kind of we've toned up since we started hooping, between our arms and our stomachs, and there's lots of great things. And there's always cool new tricks you can always learn, and it's always something new you could be doing.
As a personal trainer, are you finding it getting the same results as you could be getting with bands and with some other, with balls and so on? Because you do have, I think it would support balance. I think it would, like you say, it supports muscle tone as well as cardio.
Yeah, it's something that I like to mix into my routine, my fitness routine regularly. It definitely helps with cardio. When I hoop, I tend to put some music on, and I don't even stop. I go for about 40 minutes and just run around the room with some music blasting. So I notice a big cardio burst after I'm done hooping. And again, it's great for your stomach. If you waist hoop for about a half an hour a day, you can see major results in your stomach and your core. And I like it too. Again, it helps with balance. I've noticed I've become kind of more balanced, and it also helps with flexibility, especially when you're moving down and kind of getting low with your hoop tricks. It's kind of helping me all around. I
want to talk a little bit about eating, and before that, when you perform around 2.5 hours, right? And you guys someone might take a break for a minute here or there, grab a drink of water, if you have to run to the restroom for a second and then come back, but you really keep it going. But what's the longest you've gone without a break?
It's hard
you
to
personally,
say.
because we're going to ask each one of you.
I can go probably maybe about 30 minutes if there's a good music going, and if we have a good crowd of people kind of around us, I can maybe go about half an hour or so before I kind of tucker out. But
But
yeah,
then your break is short.
Oh yeah, we joke because if one person's hooping, we all kind of get jealous and we're like, I want to be hooping. So we'll run out there, we'll all grab our hoops. So we don't get many breaks when we perform.
What about you?
It's really hard to say because like once you actually get into the flow of it, like most of my extended sessions are like by myself at home practicing, and I'll pick up the hoop and I'll start just dancing around, and then I'll look and it'll be like an hour later. I'm like, wow, I didn't even realize that time went by. Like it flies, and I don't know. Like she said, like when they're out hooping and I'm sitting down like drinking water, I'm like, no, I don't need this water anymore. I'm just gonna go join them and have some fun. Joe's sitting down here.
How
I'd say
long?
Probably about half hour, 45 minutes it shows. Because
Okay.
then when there's a bunch of people around, we get hot and sweaty.
Yeah.
And you're like, "Ugh, I need a break.
Yeah.
And then
people
you
get
take
in the
your
way,
break and then
and
you're
you have
like,
to
oh
stop.
man, I want to be back out there.
Yeah.
So we always run.
Probably about a half hour,
Britt,
45 minutes.
same thing?
Yeah, and I start getting sweaty, and I'm like, all right, I gotta chill.
Yeah. Now, how do you eat prior to a show or before you're going to do a class or before you're going to hoop? You know, how much water do you want to drink? Because I know certain things, you know, it's better to have, you know, a little heavier meal, you know, or a lighter meal, depending on what the workout is. What is it for hooping?
We try to keep it light before a show, especially when you're hula hooping around your waist. If you have a big meal in there, it cannot feel so good sometimes.
Yeah.
So we try to keep it light. You know, eat something that'll. Sometimes we've performed for shows up to about 6 hours. Sometimes, so we want to make sure that we have enough food in us so we can keep going. Something that'll give us the energy to hoop for a while. And again, staying hydrated is very important. We try to drink water throughout the shows, and especially with as little breaks as we do take, you know, we want to make sure we're drinking water. And sometimes some of the shows do get hot, and you know, we need to get water in as much as we can.
Now, will you sometimes do a Gatorade, or will you sometimes do, you know, a little juice or an energy drink, or try to keep it to basic water?
A little bit of both, depending on like what is available at some of the shows, and every once in a while we'll throw like a beer in if we're at a bar. But you know, we try to keep it light and like, you know, so we can keep going and keep the energy going, because we definitely want to, you know, put on a good performance, keep the crowd happy.
Awesome. We're going to take a moment because I want to demonstrate what the different types of hoops are and the different sizes. Okay, we want to talk about the different types of hoops. So Brittany, you're the best one to start with because you actually make them.
Yeah.
So explain what I'm holding,
Okay, so
because you've made all these.
yes, I've made all these.
Okay.
The clear type of tubing is called polypro tubing. It's lighter, it's faster, it's more flexible. You eventually work your way down to this type of tubing.
So this is for the experienced hooper, so to speak.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Yeah.
This also is polypro. I just have it taped with a certain
Just a different kind
shiny
of tape.
Yeah.
And now that's, I'm assuming, for design.
Yes. I order all my tapes offline because of they don't carry the certain types of tape around here that I need, because it is a different type of tape. There's grip taping on it, so it latches onto your body a little bit better.
So like if I'm a fan of a particular team or something and I want team
you can
colors or I have
totally
special,
design
you can
Team
personalize it.
colors, yep, school colors,
Yeah.
anything.
Awesome. And this is a beginner's type?
Yes, this is a beginner hoop. It's polyethylene tubing. It's a little bit heavier. It, like Katie says, it's a lot slower to rotate around your body, so it's a lot easier to use, also because it's heavier.
Now, and you brought an unfinished hoop that you make with us. So
Yes.
this is the tubing, and you have a connector. And then we can order, or you can make different types of tapes that you
Yes.
put on it.
And then I start the tape design.
Now, do you make other hoops besides this material?
Yes, I also make the polypro tubing, which is the lighter, faster tubing.
Okay.
I
So,
make 'em all.
and if we want to order, we can go to your website. I'm
Yes.
assuming Infini-Tribe. And what do the hoops run?
$25 a piece, and that's for either or types of tubing.
Okay. And if we want custom, same price?
Yes.
Okay. Next we're going to talk to Kate. Come on up. Thank you.
Okay, so this is the fitness hoop we were talking about, which you can feel is much heavier than those hoops.
And much wider.
Yes.
Major.
Oh yeah, so this actually is just something you could buy at Walmart. I wouldn't recommend this for hoop dancers because it is very heavy. This is something that a beginner hooper would want to use because this one's about 2.5 pounds and it takes a long time to rotate around your body. So because it's weighted, it'll give you a little bit of that extra core workout. So if you are just starting out hooping and you want to, just start off by waist hooping and you want to sit and watch, or you want to stand and watch TV and hula hoop for a little bit, get something like this. It'll be a good core exercise for about 30 minutes or so. And then once you want to start doing off the body and arm tricks, then that's when we would recommend that you would contact Brittany and order one of those hoops that you have.
By the way, one thing we didn't touch upon, this is really cool for men and women, right?
Yeah, we don't discriminate. We see lots of guy hoopers. I know it's a little bit more generated towards females, but we see lots of guy hoopers all the time. We actually get jealous because they seem to be doing these cool tricks that we can't figure out. But yeah, hooping is for anybody. Guys, girls, young, old, anybody could hula hoop.
Awesome. You can stand by me. Show us the smaller and the lighter now.
Little baby hoops here.
I know, I love it. Now, these are not necessarily for kids, right?
These kids like to grab these and try and hula hoop around their waist with them. But actually, there was a girl at the Susie's Dogs and Drafts that kept hula hooping with this, and she was really adorable. More so for off-the-body tricks. They're also made of that polypropylene that Brittany was talking about, the lighter, faster tubing. And these are kind of more for, I don't know, the showmanship. You don't really hula hoop with them on your body. They're kind of off the body, just
arms, legs, which you're going to demo for us in a little bit.
A little bit, yes. And then we also have this one, which is our LED hoop. This one is from Mood Hoops.
Now, I love this when we showed this, and I want to demo this. So,
but these ones are incredible. I love them so much. Like they comes with a remote and has upward 300. Yeah, you can.
I love this little remote because it has like all kind of different colors and different
coordinated,
yeah, and different things it'll do.
But there's 300 patterns that this has, and there are also, you can change it between each color of the rainbow, so that adds even more patterns. And then for each pattern and each color, you can vary the speed. Now, so there are just endless amounts of possibilities with these.
Someone else has to be working this while you're hooping?
You could hold it yourself if you want to, or put it in your pocket or something. Or you could put it on. There's a random setting where it'll just change every so often to a different color, a different pattern. So you don't even have to worry about changing it.
That's what we're going to demo in a little bit. I love that one. And last but not least, we have our Mary's Afraid of the Hoop, fire hooping. Want to talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, this is a standard 6-wick polypropylene. Now the wicks that you see, these ones are a little bit flexible. You can get some that have solid wicks on them, but this is Kevlar. And what we do with it, you wrap the Kevlar, this is called a sushi wrap.
Okay.
And then we just put
Now you don't put this on here, do you? Or do you?
We do know some people that make them.
Okay.
None of us make them.
Okay.
But if anyone would be interested, that contact us, we can provide them with some information.
Okay. Now this is what you were talking about being far from the body.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you're lighting, do you light them before you put them on?
What you do is we soak each one individually.
Okay.
We use Coleman's camping fuel.
Okay.
White gas. You soak them for 10 seconds. You always spin off your extra fuel for safety. And then you would start standard like this. And one of us will usually light the wicks around.
Okay, perfect. And then you go.
Yep,
now, when you're done, do they burn out or how do you?
They do burn out occasionally. A lot of the times what we'll do is we'll actually blow them out. Or we'll spin it extra fast.
And that's how you put them out. Mm-hmm. All right, we're gonna go outside and actually see some of this in action. Okay, we're going to demo how to get started. So Katie, you put the hoop around and we want the one foot in front of the other.
Yes.
Feel where your balance is comfortable. I like right foot in front.
Yep.
Okay, and then we're going to get started. And it's kind of a rocking, right? Back and forth.
Yes, a little pivot back and forth between your 2 feet.
Because it looks like you're twisting around, and that's really not it. It's a pivot, weight
Back and
forward, weight back.
Yep.
Okay, let's go.
So you go around your back and you just push.
Wait, I got to get back and balance. Keep going, keep going. Okay.
Arms, you can go arms up in the air, arms out. You can even, if you're really feeling the fitness, you can grab a pair of weights and do some curls, depending on what you're looking for.
Once you get going, like you say, once you get the motion, the rhythm going, it's really good. I don't think I'd want to start adding dumbbells yet, but I can see myself working up to it. But you're right, it just kind of becomes like, you know, part of your body, part of your movement.
Exactly. And then once you kind of get this down, then you could try switch your feet.
Oh,
go
then
the
you
other
can
foot forward.
shift. Awesome.
Then you just try you baby steps. You just go a little step forward and backwards. And then when you're feeling really good, you go 1 foot forward.
And then we
add a
turn it
little bit.
around.
Mhm.
I
And
love it.
That's basic waist hooping for you.
Thanks. Okay, Britt, we're going to demo the mini hoops.
Yes.
All right.
I'll show you a couple moves.
Yes, show us what we can do.
Okay.
No,
so-
show us what you can do. I haven't tackled these yet.
Okay, so I'll show you the windmill to start off. This looks pretty cool.
Okay.
You're just tossing the hoop above your head.
Tossing the hoop above and around. I love it.
And you can get down and dance.
And this is very impromptu, right? When you're performing, it's whatever
I'm
feels
feeling.
good.
So then we have just a regular weave, which looks like this. And then you can get a little bit more advanced and go into a 3-beat, it's called.
So now we're into a 3-beat, which is like quite advanced. Now that's involving your hands as well as your arms,
Yes,
right?
Everything.
The thing I love about these mini hoops is they're really good for the arms, and there's been so much focus on the arms in the last few years, especially with Michelle Obama's really cool arms. And you know, we're wearing summertime clothes that show our arms. People are so concerned about, you know, that little hang between the elbow and under the arm. This really helps shape it up.
Oh yeah, it tones it right up. I've noticed my arms get so much toner in the past like 2 years just from doing isolations just like this.
And it's not easy.
Pretty soon your arm gets tired and you got to kind of take a break and maybe switch it up with your other hand.
I love it. Thanks, Britt.
You're welcome.
Thank you everyone for watching. I hope this motivated you to go out and get a hoop. As you can see, it's really fun. You got a lot of options and you can really lose weight and get fit hooping. I'm Mary Pepino. Thanks for watching Fit for You.